next, please protect, get a brace and find your place.
Hello everyone, my name is Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is November 26th, 2022. And we may have proof, hard evidence in the charts that the bear market has ended and the bull market has begun. This coin, this asset that we're going to look at today may offer that evidence. If that interests you, then watch until the very end. I am not talking about Bitcoin, my friends. As you well know, in the actual bull market, Bitcoin will not be a leading indicator, as Bitcoin loses market share against altcoins in a proper bull market, right? Altcoins, non-Bitcoin assets, are typically a lot more volatile than Bitcoin. So in a bear market, they go down more than Bitcoin, but in a bull market, they go up more than Bitcoin, okay? Think of Bitcoin as the conservative, steady Eddie asset that doesn't go up too much or doesn't go down too much, all right, relatively speaking. So if we're indeed entering a bull market, you're going to see evidence of that first in altcoins. So here I present to you Litecoin, and I've spoken about this asset in the past. Okay, why did I speak of Litecoin in the past? Very simply, I said back in June, and I even tweeted this, you can check my Twitter, that Litecoin was probably going to be my biggest holding, okay? And I said it was probably going to be one of the most bullish assets, one of the most bullish charts, because its entire existence has been a leading diagonal, okay? And I have my Elliott wave count up here. You can see my cycle waves 1, 2, 3, and 4. And basically what this means, for those of you who don't know much about Elliott wave, is it's essentially been consolidating for its entire life cycle. That's exactly what this is showing, okay? So a leading diagonal in Elliott wave is where the first few waves are concerted. So, you know, instead of being drawn out like a regular impulse, you're kind of smushing everything together. So it's like an impulse, but in a concerted, in a consolidated, accumulative fashion, okay? So you can see here the cycle waves are smushed together, as you should expect in a proper leading diagonal. But what you get in a leading diagonal is after you smush together the first few waves, right? The first 4 waves, you get an extended wave 5. Okay, so that's what I've projected here, an extended wave 5. And that extended wave 5 typically goes waves 1 through 3, retracement of wave 4, and a minimum extension of the phi ratio, 1.618, of all of that, waves 1 through 3, retracement of wave 4. Okay, and so as always, this wave 5 should come in 5 waves itself. So I've got 5 primary waves, okay? 5 primary waves that I've annotated in this wave 5 extension, this cycle wave 5 extension. So if this does indeed occur, we should expect 1, 2, 3 major bull runs for Litecoin in the coming years, okay? I don't know how long, but in the coming years, that should be the case. And that is a direct result of what you see here in the lead up, okay? There's a reason for this. There's a reason, one, we learn how to do technical analysis. And people really do think that this is all arbitrary, that you're making stuff up, that just anything happens. No, there are rules to this, okay? If this, then that. This is a cause and effect thing. People think Litecoin has been underperforming vis-a-vis Bitcoin and other current cryptocurrencies because it's bad. I don't know necessarily why it's been underperforming. The charts only tell us how, okay? Why? We don't know. Why did it print a leading diagonal? Beats me. But that's what the charts are showing us. And the information that we have now is that, okay, given this, we should, with a high degree of probability, all fundamental factors being equal more or less, we should expect that. So this is why I said that's the kind of a premise of why I said I'm really bullish on Litecoin and why it is today my largest accumulated holding for this coming bull run. Now, let's go on the smaller time frames. Okay, so this was the weekly time frame I just showed you. This is the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, and what I'm showing you right here is a massive channel. Okay, and this channel was what you can call the bear market accumulation. Okay, this channel has lasted about 200 days. Okay, and it's basically where Litecoin went after its big drawdown from the bear market. Okay, it had an impulse, it went down a bunch just like everything else, and like everything else, after you go down a bunch, a lot of people sell their assets, their coins, their tokens. You need time to accumulate buy orders. Okay, people have to buy everything that was sold, right? They're buying it at a discount, but they're buying it nonetheless. You can't go back up unless you buy all of this supply. Okay, so that's basically what these 200 days have been. People buying supply. We call this technically in Elliott wave an accumulation channel, or an AB base. Okay, it's a series of corrective waves that are cumulative, consolidative in nature. Okay, and from that we get a markup. The Wyckoff people call this a Wyckoff accumulation. Okay, so you can look at this in a lot of different ways, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Interestingly enough, this is one of the few assets that I've seen that have successfully broken this accumulation channel to the upside and retested it successfully for continuation. Again, very important. In technical analysis, when you form a channel, breaking that channel is a big deal because that represents resistance of that accumulation range. And again, this is 200 days of accumulation that you're breaking to the upside, almost proving, if you have to talk about proof in technical analysis, I think this is as good as it gets, right? Making a higher high, a significant higher high on a significant time frame, right? There's nothing that's 100%. But this is as close as we can come to, in my estimation, as a chart technician, to confirmation. Litecoin broke that 200-day resistance and now retested it as support and is getting ready to make it, to continue, right? To continue this trend, making this a large rounded bottom reversal of the bear market, right? This trend, accumulation, new trend. So this is why I'm saying, and again, remember, Litecoin isn't some random asset that's really down the list on CoinMarketCap. If you go on CoinMarketCap, you can see Litecoin's number 13. It is a top cryptocurrency, so it's highly representative of what's going on in the entire space. So a number 13 coin is showing you that it's leaving its bear market lows, not just leaving its bear market lows, but leaving its bear market accumulation. This, to me, is as good an indicator of the end of the bear market and the beginning of the bull market as I've seen. Okay, so that's the case. Now what we can do with the rest of the time we have left is let's go into our watch list and see what everything else is doing. Okay, obviously we have to talk about Bitcoin. We can't leave without talking about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, unlike Litecoin, is still stuck in this channel. Now, this is a smaller channel, but the channel, if you have to compare apples to apples, this is the same channel that I showed you in Litecoin. And as you can see, Bitcoin's still at the bottom of its channel. Okay, it's in another channel at the bottom of its larger channel. Litecoin, if you wanted to superimpose the two, is all the way the heck up here. Okay, that's how much more bullish Litecoin is than Bitcoin right now. And you should expect that. It's a smaller market cap, and Litecoin, as I showed you, technically is entering an impulsive extended wave 5, cycle wave 5. So everything in that cycle wave 5 is going to be pronounced. Okay, so it's not an. I said this in June. Don't be surprised, and I tweeted it. You can check my Twitter. Don't be surprised if Litecoin outperforms most other altcoins, despite it being a high market cap. Right? A lot of people have this idea that in order to perform well, you have to be like number 1,000 on Coin Market Cap. Not true. That's why we do chart analysis. You look at the chart, you look at the conditions. In any case, Bitcoin's coming up the rear, but it's lagging, and we should expect that, right? It's at the bottom of its accumulation zone of this bear market. I know a lot of people think it's going to go down even further. A lot of people think that this is a continuation of this trend, but I don't. Okay, and one of the reasons is that assets like Litecoin are showing me what the market is intending to do. Okay, let's move on. Polkadot, right? Again, Polkadot, like Bitcoin, is at the bottom of its channel. Okay, it's at the bottom of this channel. But what can we expect? We should expect these assets to, at the very least, move up to the top of their channel and do what Litecoin did, retest the top of the channel as support. Okay, so this is what we should expect. But as you can see, Polkadot is also showing weakness. It's at the bottom of its channel. Cardano is also at the bottom of its channel. Kind of like Polkadot, you can see these 200-day channels, 200 or so day channels, are where the asset has accumulated at the end of the bear market. Okay, and a successful move from the bear market to the bull market would be these coming up, retesting, and then continuing. Okay, so this is what we see in Cardano. Reserve rights, another altcoin, at the bottom of its range. Okay, and what we are expecting once again is a move from the bottom, right, to the top of this range. Okay. Dodo, same thing, 200-day range. It's at the bottom of the range, but it's not as low in its range, respectively, as Polkadot or Cardano, right? It's kind of moving up. It's been moving up, right? So this is a good sign. Ethereum, it is also at the bottom of its range, but it's showing a little more strength. You can see even the consolidation channel isn't like a Polkadot or Cardano. It's not sort of slanted to the bottom. It's showing strength, and I think part of that is because the Polkadots of the world, the Cardanos of the world, you can stake, and when people stake and earn yield, sometimes they sell off, and I think that's why you see those sort of accumulation channels that are slanted to the downside. But Ethereum went through a triple halving and all that stuff, so its consolidation channel is more orthodox. It's more straight, and you can see, kind of like Goto, it's matriculating up its consolidation reversal channel. Zilliqa, here again, is an example of something that exhibits a channel that is slanted. It's showing weakness. But again, these channels may be showing weakness because I'm not exactly sure what people do with Zilliqa, but maybe they're selling off because of yield or whatever. But you can see that when they do break up, you're basically breaking up out of a falling channel, which is quite bullish, okay, when you do get that move. Okay, so I would just be very careful going short here, because any move could be quite explosive. Dogecoin is showing a little more strength. As you can see, the channel is more straight, and it actually went ahead and broke the tops of the channel, but did so in a corrective way, because it came back into the channel to retest these levels right here that it never ever tested as support. Okay, but still, You see a bounce from here, which is really good. That basically shows you, actually, we can redraw this like so, which makes a little more sense, yeah? So basically, Dogecoin is coming and it broke the top of its channel, kind of like what Litecoin did, and retested the top as support. So that is another, this Dogecoin is another example of an asset that has broken its bear market consolidation channel to the upside. Okay, so that's a really great sign. Litecoin we already talked about. Synthetics, it's at the bottom of its range. Okay, it's at the relative bottom of its range, and we do expect a move up. And Algorand is also at the bottom of its range, as you can see. Large ranges, you just draw these ranges out and you can see, relatively speaking, where the asset is. Okay, it's broken the bottom, okay, but that isn't necessarily a break indicating a continuation to the downside, because remember, you can always wick below a support, but a wick below support and then a retest, then a breakdown is a proper breakdown. Just like to the upside, you want to break resistance, test it as support, and then continue. So this is what I would look for, and I think this is where a lot of people will be fooled into going short instead of trying to long these moves. Binance Coin is one that has shown relative strength. Okay, and you can see this is the accumulation channel of the bear market, and it's above the halfway point of its accumulation range, and it's headed up and out of this range. Okay, so Binance Coin is showing relative strength. XRP also showing some strength, right? If this is the entire range, let's see. This is the entire range. I would say XRP is looking like it has come back correctively into the range, but now with this move is likely to break up and out. Okay, so that's XRP, and that's pretty much it, guys. On the higher time frames, right? We just looked at the 4-hourly time frame. It looks good, and you know, Litecoin really gives you that idea of what is likely to happen in the bull market. Now, if we go on the smaller time frames, and let's just zoom in. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. This looks to me, let's turn on our momentum indicator, like you're headed up. And again, if you look at this channel, you've experienced resistance at the midway point, okay? And we expect that because the midway point of any channel is resistance. When you're below it, it's support. When you're above it, you've gone up impulsively here, you've knocked off, and now you're retesting it. So if we break this midway point, we should then promptly target the top of the channel, okay? So this is what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames. Guys, that's it from me. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you tomorrow on Sunday for the live stream at the open of the DXY. Take care. Bye.
Only take a sec for the damage to begin. Wreaking havoc on eardrums. We cold getting dumb, getting crazy style. Late night, high division, we be moving with precision. With 10 spots popping off, making some decision about hitting them one at a time with these ill rhymes. My love at the door, free